Hello everybody, this is Edward and this is our third basic My Interface tutorial. So let's talk about a few other things. We're going to talk about our basic transformation tools, and one thing that I want to do here, let's go ahead and hide our helpline. We're gonna actually, let's just say hide all, and then we're gonna display only the toolbox for now. One other thing that I want to mention here is, as we're going through the menus here, you will often find not only shortcut commands or hotkeys, so you want to start memorizing them to make your workflow faster. And another thing you would see is these option boxes, or these little squares. What they do is, if we click inside the option box, we can actually access and customize the settings. For example, if I click on the grid option box, it will bring up the option editor, and here we can control and change how we are viewing the grid. So is our axis black, or is it any other color that you decide to choose here? So most of the tools have these, and if at any point, if you want, you can always go under edit and reset your options back to the default. So sometimes you can bring up the option boxes by double clicking. So sometimes that window will open up separately, sometimes that window will open right here on the left side. So for example, here is our selection tool, okay, which is again allow us to select things. If we double click, you can actually see that there is a bunch of options. Let's go ahead and create something. I'm just gonna create a cube right here. So notice that we can simply select it, but we cannot do anything with that cube just yet. For that, we need to use either a move tool, so we can move it in all directions, or actually, to be more precise, by grabbing that center, the yellow square, we are moving it parallel to the camera. Okay, or we can move it in a specific direction, either Y, Z, or X. Notice also that these axes are color coded. You can actually see them here as well, and it relates to a color structure, RGB, something that we are familiar with. So RGB, red, green, and blue color channels. So red is for X, the first letter, green is for Y, second letter, and B is for blue, is the third letter. And of course, we can grab the center here. If we click on the rotate tool, we get the same structure here, so we can either rotate in a specific axis, or if we click anywhere, we can actually rotate in all three axes, X, Y, and Z. And we also get this ring right here, this outside ring, which allows us to rotate parallel to the camera. Similar with the scale, we can grab a specific axis and scale our object, or grab a center box right here and scale in all three directions. So those are the main tools. There are a couple of options, and let's just double click on the move tool and look at it a little bit. We can change our direction here. So right now we have our move axis set to world, so which means that we are gonna be moving up in the world space, so straight up along the world Z axis or world X axis. We also have object, and what that does, it allows us to move our object along its original axis. So this face right here was the top initially until we rotated that cube, but we can still move that object along its original y, x, or z axis. Similar to rotation, we can rotate along its original z axis or original axis, or switch that to world and we can rotate it in the world space. Same thing with the scale. Object, so along the y, this is the y axis because it's green, or world, world y. And we can manipulate or modify the scale, position, and rotation of our object that way. These are the most common and simple operations that you would do with the move, rotate, and scale tool. So there we go. And guess what? If our object sort of gets away from us and we want to kind of recenter our object back in our view, where can we find that function? Well, the answer is pretty simple. Since we're dealing with a view, you'll find that option under the view menus right here. So you would go to view and you would find that there is an option here, frame all or frame selection, and the hotkey for that is F. So if we click here, it will frame our object and center it in the view in our view panel. Alright, we're gonna pause right here and come back and do more and learn more in the next video, trying to keep things short, break it out into small chunks. Thank you.